Okay, let's jump right in. Right now, enterprise decision makers everywhere are facing this massive, absolutely critical mission. We need to figure out how to take AI, which, let's be honest, can sometimes feel like a wildly unpredictable guessing game, and completely transform it into a rigorous, measurable, enterprise grade science. Ultimately, we are building a true blueprint of trust for your data. So here's our agenda for today's explainer. We're going to cover 1, the AI hallucination crisis, 2, the upload chat hope anti-pattern, 3, EvaLab, the scientific shield, 4, Chapter 1, the learning phase, 5, Chapter 2, the verification phase, and finally, 6, the winning AI recipe. All right, Part 1, the AI hallucination crisis. Let's dive into this. Look, businesses everywhere are just rushing to deploy AI chatbots. But in high-stakes environments, we're talking real estate, finance, law, accuracy isn't just a nice-to-have, it's a strict legal requirement. If an AI just makes up a property valuation out of thin air, that doesn't just look bad, it creates a massive, immediate financial and legal liability. And recent research from Stanford and Harvard actually put a number on this. They found that in professional settings, leading AI tools are returning error rates of 17 to 34%. Think about that for a second. If you're relying on AI to answer critical client questions, a failure rate of roughly a third is just entirely unacceptable. You simply cannot build a business on those odds. Which brings us to Part 2, the upload, chat, hope, anti-pattern. That shocking failure rate we just talked about, it really stems from a dangerously naive deployment method. We call it upload, chat, hope. It's that amateur approach where someone uploads a PDF, chats with it a bit, and relies on a completely subjective vibe check to guess if the AI is right. It's incredibly fragile. What we actually need is evaluation-driven engineering. This is the rigorous enterprise-grade standard. It is objective, it's data-driven, and it relies on mathematical verification. Because honestly, an AI making up a lease term, that's an absolute no-go. This really hits the nail on the head. The challenge is not building the chatbot. The challenge is knowing whether it is telling the truth. As a recent estate agent case study highlighted, literally anyone can spin up a chat interface in an afternoon these days. The real barrier is truth. Management just cannot confidently sign off on a customer-facing AI without empirical, rock-solid evidence. So let's move from the anxiety of that problem to absolute control. Welcome to Section 3, EvaLab, the scientific shield. Meet the definitive fix to the hallucination problem, EvaLab. With this, we are moving way beyond those standalone toy applications. This is a production-grade AI evaluation platform. Think of it as a scientific laboratory for your AI that strictly prioritizes grounded, verifiable outputs. We're completely replacing the hope that your chatbot is right with objective mathematical certainty. Let's move to and see how this builds into a secure, 6-stage architecture. Here is Chapter 1, the learning phase. This is the atomic ingestion pipeline, basically how the AI securely learns your documents. Step 1 is ingest. The system securely chops your documents down into smaller pieces called tokens. Step 2 is store. These chunks go straight into a secure database with strict row-level security. Honestly, think of it as a digital vault where absolutely zero cross-contamination can happen. And step 3 is retrieve. Using advanced 1536-dimensional vector math, which is really just a highly precise way for the AI to measure the distance between ideas, the system fetches exactly the right data to answer a query. And woven right into this architecture is something incredibly cool, the zero-orphan database philosophy. It acts like an automatic digital vacuum. So if an outdated contract gets deleted, the database instantly wipes out all the associated data chunks. This brilliant little architectural rule completely prevents AI hallucinations caused by obsolete documents. And as a nice bonus, it stops hidden cloud storage fees dead in their tracks. Once the information is securely found, we hit Chapter 2, the verification phase. This is where the AI actually grades its own homework to provide a fully traceable enterprise audit trail. Step 4 is evaluate. The AI drafts an answer, and then a completely separate AI judge steps in to automatically score it against strict metrics. Step 5 is experiment. The system continuously runs A/B tests to find the absolute best configurations. And finally, Step 6, deploy. The most accurate setup is automatically promoted to your live endpoint. Zero manual review required. The system just handles it. So, what exactly is this AI judge looking for? Well, it evaluates based on three core metrics from the Ragus framework. Context precision ensures the retrieved data is totally noise free, no weird, irrelevant documents sneaking in. Answer relevance just checks if the user specific question was actually answered. But the real crown jewel here is faithfulness. If an answer gets a high faithfulness score, it means the text is 100% supported by your source documents. When you hit a high score here, it becomes mathematically impossible for the AI to fabricate facts. Moving on to our final section, the winning AI recipe. Let's look at some real-world data from an estate agent case study to prove how this drives serious business value. First up is the split provider strategy. This is the engine under the hood. We use a smaller model, GPT-4o Mini, as the worker to generate the chat drafts, simply because it's high volume and low cost. But for that critical evaluation judge role, we switch over to a premium model, GPT-4o, for maximum accuracy. It's a highly sophisticated, cost-aware strategy. You save money on the drafting, but you spend the money on the grading. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the A/B testing on chunk sizes. The system experimented with how much text it should grab at once. A small 256 token chunk gave a great 93% faithfulness score, but a large 1024 token chunk actually dropped to 89%, basically because it pulled in way too much confusing noise. It turns out the Goldilocks zone is right in the middle. The 512 token medium chunk hit the absolute sweet spot. And there it is. That 512 token setup delivered an empirically verified 94% faithfulness score. The system systematically optimized its own performance to prove it's grounded in reality. And the best part? Hitting this benchmark automatically triggered the system to deploy this exact verified setup straight to the live public endpoint. So let's bring this all together. What does this mean for the business? Management finally gets a verifiable dashboard of query scores and 100% traceable data lineage. You know exactly where every single answer came from. Your staff isn't wasting hours upon hours manually reviewing AI outputs. And whenever you update a document, the system just instantly reevaluates itself. You finally have the mathematical certainty required to actually trust your AI deployments. I want to leave you with this final, pretty powerful thought. If you cannot measure the truth of your AI's answers, can you really afford the risk of deploying it? Just hoping your chatbot is right simply isn't good enough anymore. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I truly hope this empowers you to build smarter, safer, and completely verifiable AI solutions.